got this download in the funniest way. I was a vegan. I'm no longer a vegan, but I was vegan for many years. And I heard that, sprouted seeds and nuts were better for vegans because they had more protein and they were easier to digest, right? So I go to the Santa Monica Farmers Market to buy some sprouted seeds and nuts. And I look and they look like regular seeds and nuts. I was expecting, sprouts, right? So I asked the guy behind the counter, it was a kid, and I go, are these sprouted? They don't look sprouted. He goes, no. Like, my parents asked me to watch the stand, It's like, okay. So I bought them, I go home, I go to grandfather Google, and, what are sprouted seeds and nuts? And the first thing that comes up is germination. And the biological definition of germination is the movement of any organism from smaller existence to greater being. Like, oh, that sounds metaphysical. Come on. And then I looked at what happens to the seed, right? The seed has this external coating, right? The seed shell, which is hard and protective. And right underneath the seed shell is the protein layer that the latent metabolic machinery that's within the seed will use when the time is right, when the conditions are right, when the soil and the nitrogen and the moisture and the temperature and everything is right, there's an activation that occurs. What you just spoke of is the activations occurred, but like the sprouted seeds and nuts, the external hasn't changed yet, right? The activation has occurred inside. We begin using what the fuel for our next stage of growth are the protective coverings that what we have to unbecome is the fuel. So we begin eating away at that, something's activated. Our life is ostensibly the same on the external, but we feel like, oh my God, something's changed within me, but nothing in what's frustrating, right? But it's moving through all of those things that we eat away at the protective coatings and mechanisms, coping mechanisms, compulsive behaviors that we've taken on in order to protect ourselves. It's those things that provide the fuel until the plumule and the taproot can emerge and the seed is completely broken open. And so, as you're saying, you go to ceremony, it's this sense of germination and something's been activated within us, but we must have patience, right? We can't rush the oak tree out of the acorn, and we can't help if, I'm such a good progressive liberal. If I saw a little butterfly struggling to get out of the chrysalis and I went to cut it open to help it out, I'd kill it, right? Because it needs to struggle to strengthen its wings to fly. So everything, I'll finish with this. I studied with a beautiful man in Ghana, brother Ishmael Teta. And one of the simplest things he said to me that I love, he goes, John, nature is my teacher. I just yes, I love that. And it's impacted me so much because we can see in nature the rhythm, we can see the seed, we can see that every dark night has a dawn, every winter has a spring, every storm has a sunny day. This is the process, this is the cycle. I can rest in the rhythms of nature and allow the germination to unfold.
I'm just going to pause on that for a minute. There's so much goodness in that, and that idea of all this fuel that's in there, fueling our future growth and sprouting. And that really landed for me.
Thank you. Thank you, God. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you to the kid at the Santa Monica Farmers Market.
Yes.